Let's move then on to collaboration. I mentioned that in my speech at the beginning of the conference, and Jeff Russell also picked it up in his talk. And essentially, we're going to live with less money over the next few years, and at some way we're going to have to talk to people about how we're going to manage our businesses. Now, you can do that in isolation, and I think the bigger the college, the more likely you are able to not talk to anybody, although is that a good idea anyway, and should you not be talking to people about joint provision and trying to get the best value for money? At the end of the day, we are an independent sector, but we're publicly funded, and we should be doing the best we can with that public money for the public. And if we can work collaboratively with other people, then that's what we should do. The issue really, and the big debating point is, there's lots of discussions around hard federations, there's lots of discussion around procurement to save money and joining together to do procurement. There's lots of discussions around opening up university technical colleges, academies, and those sorts of things. And so there's who do you collaborate with, and why, and what for, and what's the benefits. And really the bit that hasn't been discussed very much, but when you look at, and I went to a seminar about Oxford and Cherwell and LSN working in partnership, once you get into formal partnership arrangements like hard federations and the partnership that Oxford and Cherwell College have with LSN and Reading College they took over together, it all gets highly technical, time consuming, and to some degree expensive. So this doesn't come at no cost, both in terms of managers' time and also legal costs and company setup costs. So I'm fascinated to see where all this discussion is going, because part of me wants to say, well, actually, we're all very altruistic, and actually a lot of the money saving that's going to have to go on could be done just by written memoranda of understanding with no legal costs, which would be much cheaper, because I think most people want to work altruistically. And it's only in the minority of cases where we need to move into heavy legal costs and company setups to solve a particularly thorny issue or difficult problem. And so I'm very interested in, and the AOC will be looking at how we can produce advice to colleges about, why would you want to go into particular types of collaborative partnership, and when would you want to do that, and also then give you an indication of what the implications of that are, of doing those things. But we've got to do a bit more investigative work to see, and I think that means actually visiting various collaborations and writing them up and doing some case study books so that people can have a look at these things before they say, okay, we've got to do something about, in reality, my view is that, every college over the next 4 years will probably have to decide they're going to move out of one or more areas of the curriculum. Because that's, that people sort of talk about back office and having one principal for 3 colleges, but actually the savings on that don't realise what we're going to have to save within the sector. So in reality, you're going to have to take out a curriculum area or 2, possibly in each college, because that's the only way to do it. That's where you spend your money, rightly so. That's why we're in existence. We spend it on learners and on teachers. And the difficulty is do we have to rationalise? And there's 2 reasons why you would rationalise your curriculum. One, it is not very economic, i.e. you haven't got as many students as you would, and therefore it doesn't cover its cost properly, and therefore you'd take that out. Or secondly, you might decide it does cover its cost properly, but for whatever reason we've not made this a good quality experience. We haven't got the right equipment, or it's in the wrong place. We haven't got the resources to run this properly, or the teaching and learning isn't as good as it could be, and there's somewhere down the road that is better. And then you might say, well, we'll move out of that area because it will give us more room in our premises for our existing provision. And those discussions are probably going to have to go on over the next 4 years in various institutions. Very difficult discussions to have, that really needs to be done in collaboration with other partners, so that we try to ensure that the range of provision, so adequacy and sufficiency of different curricula across a region and sub-region, is there, so that students can get what they need, but not necessarily, as they used to, right on their doorstep.